Real talk. Let's talk about it.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to Real Authentic, a podcast for all the real ones out there looking to learn and grow. My name is Harold. I'm doing this podcast to help motivate and help people grow, but also to help myself grow as I do this podcast with y'all. Welcome to part 3 of the introduction. If you ever got a chance to listen to part 1 or part 2, definitely check those out when you get a chance. Like I said in the last one, this is just going to be basically my backstory and give you more details on my life and who I am. Like I said, I'm probably just going to space it out and break it down throughout the whole podcast. And, depending on what topic it is, and just do it like that. So with that being said, I'm 27 years old. I work for the fire department. Been working there for 3 years and some change now. It's definitely different. I'll give y'all more information about that later on. But I'm also married to this very beautiful, virtuous, amazing, lit woman. And I don't know how she put up with me, man. I'll be real with you. I'm a lot to handle, but she make it through. I'll be saying, hey, having a God-fearing woman, man, is definitely a plus. You feel me? Cause she definitely keep me in the right direction. Even when I don't want to hear it, or I'm over here like, man, always this, that. At the end of the day, I know she on my side and she want the best for me. So it's good to have somebody in your corner, that'll help you in the right direction. I also got a little one, and she's 3 years old. She is something else, man. I mean, I literally call her my sweet and sour patch kid. I've been calling her that since she was like maybe 6 months, just because of the faces she made, but she does live that name out. Like, she is literally sour one moment and then she's sweet the next. And she be making these little faces, be like, oh, so she be knowing how to get you. I be having to be the more serious one. The mom, she be letting her, spoil her and all that fun stuff. And I be like, you're lucky your mama here, cause I'd be more on the, daddy side. I gotta be like, you can't do that. And then mom be like, just let her do it. Pick your battles. I'd be like, pick my battles. What? Need to listen to us, you feel me? Anyways, but yeah, that girl's a handful, man. My mom and my dad, they be like, yeah, she just like you. You little. And I'd be like, man, I also got ADHD. So I'm very off the walls. I'm not as much now. My mind be off the walls though. But me personally, like physically, I can actually stay still now and just chill. But back in the day, in school and all that, my mind and my body was just everywhere. I mean, focus was off. But anyways, they be saying she is everywhere, man. She just not want to sit still. I love her though. I definitely love her. She is something else. I was brought up in a very Christian home. My grandma was super Christian. My dad, he's a Christian too. He wasn't as extra with it though. Like, he wasn't really like doing the most. I grew up in like a strict household when it comes to like doing certain things. And now that I look at it now, I understand it more. But back in the day, I was just very like, bro, what is y'all doing? Like, why do I have to deal with all this? Everybody else out here having fun, enjoying themselves, and I'm over here in the house, either reading the Bible or praying or having to listen to this and that. And at the time, it was just very frustrating, which it didn't deter me from God, but it definitely pushed me away from certain things when it came to, being a Christian and whatnot. And, with that, it wasn't easy, seeing everybody else out there doing their thing, trying to be like that, I'm trying to be out there having fun, turning it up, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I get why you did it. It's just certain ways you could have went about doing it that I know I'm gonna change when it comes to raising my little one. I'm definitely gonna build her up to know God and, follow him and all that. But I'm also gonna give her space to learn at the same time. So yeah, with that being said, man, like, it wasn't easy per se, like having to go to church all the time. Like we literally went to church probably 4 days out of the week, bro. You know what I mean? Like it'll be either, Sunday school, Bible study, helping out with the church or helping out with the nursing home. And yeah, it was a lot of that. So it definitely made me who I am today. And it also made me a little bit rebellious. Okay, I ain't gonna say a little bit. It definitely made me rebellious, If you see me in person, bro, you'll get what I mean, You get what I mean. But yeah, I was very rebellious and, just held back from, the world. So I was definitely sheltered a little bit from what goes on outside of the world. But I mean, I still got to do stuff here and there. I still got to go out with friends and, go here and there. I really didn't get to go to parties like that until I was actually older, probably like 16, 17. Really, those like sneak out, going to my friend's house. Oh, we going somewhere? Bet, let's go. Stuff like that. It's like, it was just very different, being brought up. And I'm also the oldest of four. So 2 boys and 2 girls. So that was fun being the oldest, having to look out for the little ones. I always wish I had an older sibling though that could help me like learn stuff and just talk to me about like what they did or what they went through, stuff like that. It's nice to have an older sibling that went through stuff and then can help you like learn from certain things they did. I'm not saying like their mistakes, but also learning from their good stuff, like stuff that they did that helped them succeed in life. My parents, like my mom, she's always been like very in tune with God, I guess you could say. Like she's very like giving. She's very giving. Like I mean, there's been so many times, man, that she's gave to people and they didn't give nothing back to her. Why would I want to be like that? Like she over here stressing about this and that, and when everybody else stressing, she be over there helping them. But when it come to her, they just be like, oh, well, you help me whatever I needed, so I'm good on my end now. And that made me be like, yeah, I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not about to get taken advantage of by nobody when it comes to that stuff. That definitely made me think the way I think now when it comes to certain things. Like, it's just, you gotta be mindful of who you be helping. And it's nothing wrong with helping people. Like, that's great, you know? Like, especially if you're doing it for you. If you're doing it and not trying to get nothing out of return with it, that's lit. But when you're doing it to get something out of return, bro, it's not gonna work because you can't depend on people, bro. People will always let you down. Like, I'm just saying, I ain't even trying to play nobody like that. I'm just saying people will let you down. So don't ever put your faith in nobody, because at the end of the day, we all human, bro. So she's always been a very giving person, loving person. She's a good woman. I give you that. And she's been a great mom. And, I mean, I was bad. I ain't gonna cap. I was very hyper and I wasn't a great kid. I did a lot back in the day. I mean, ISS, suspension, did ISS a lot. Summer school and all that fun stuff. Wasn't fun, bro. But anyway, yeah, I definitely got a lot of beatings back in the day. I mean, like, a lot. I got a lot of beatings, bro. It was just hard for me to focus, man. Like, when you in school and everybody else doing good and you see how easy it is for them to learn and pay attention, and you look at yourself and you like, bruh, I don't understand this. I don't understand this at all, bro. Like, what is going on? Like, and then your focus, like my focus is like here and there. Like I can literally look at you and hear what you're saying, but like them little cartoons, whatever you want to call them, memes or whatever. That's exactly what be happening, bro. It's like I'm listening, but it's going in and it's going right out the other one. Like I'm telling you, bro, I ask people their name, they'll tell me, I forget literally right after they tell me. I ain't gonna lie, it's probably because I don't really care as much to learn it, but at the same time, I'll be like, bro just told me his name, bro. Like, how do I not remember it? But yeah, it's just like, man, my memory, it's a gift and a curse, bro. It's really a gift and a curse, because like, sometimes I be like, I don't really want to know this and that, but it's just like, it's a gift and a curse. My memory has definitely been one of those ones where it's like, you remember a lot of bad stuff, but you don't remember a lot of good stuff when it comes to that stuff. Like, I ain't gonna cat, like half my life, I probably don't remember most of it. I don't know. My brain just be like, I don't need this. It's out. It's gone. So it's certain things that trigger my memory here and there, but for the most part, bro, I just be forgetting and stuff. But when it comes to my job, it definitely helps when it comes to like seeing stuff that you shouldn't see. Like there's a lot of stuff in that job that we shouldn't see, like on a daily basis or period. But I do be forgetting those for the most part. Some of them I do remember, especially when people start talking about it and I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. But for the most part, I just be like, I don't even remember that, bro. Thankfully, I go straight to sleep. It don't really be bothering me too much when I be sleeping, and that's good stuff. But yeah, so I just want to give y'all a little backstory of my life. As a kid, I was very hyper and I was very confused about certain things when it came to what my parents taught me and what I was actually learning from the outside world. And I was like, bro, why is what they saying to me sound boring and aggravating and tiring? But when I was listening to other people and all the stuff they be doing, they be having a good time, bro, having fun. So I was very confused as growing up because my parents didn't really talk to me when it came to like learning stuff about the world and this and that. Because these people might do this, but we do this because we Christians and we do this and that. And it's like they be like read the Bible, and I'm like, yeah, I read it. But as a kid, as the kid I was, at least you reading it. I ain't like reading in the first place. So me reading stuff, I was like, bro, I'm over here falling asleep on this. I'm getting aggravated. I ain't trying to hear all this. I ain't trying to listen to it. I definitely ain't trying to read this. You feel me? As a kid, it was like hard for me because my parents didn't really talk to me so much about explaining like why we do this and why they do that, why this is so fun, but this is so aggravating or this is so boring. Why is the right thing the hardest thing? And why is the wrong thing the easiest thing to do? You feel me? And that really messed with me as I got older. Like my dad, he didn't really talk to me a lot when it came to like emotional stuff or father-son stuff that I feel like most fathers should talk to their kids about. You feel me? Like as a dad, I feel like there's certain things that you should talk to your son about as he grows up. Like I don't feel like you have to experience everything, by yourself. I'm not saying that if you talk to them about this and that, they won't do it. Because I definitely was hard-headed. I know that for a fact. I was very hard-headed. So maybe, yeah, I may still have done it. But at least I would know, like, oh, yeah, my dad told me this. I probably should do that, At least to be in the back of my head to help me make different decisions. You feel me? So, like, I just feel like with that, it was kind of hard because it's like, as a kid, you want to know stuff, but you want to know why. Like, why shouldn't I do this? Why should I do this? What's the difference? Like, ooh, what's the effect it's having on me, or everybody else? Like, that's one thing, like, I don't like so much when it comes to, like, parenting, going through my child phase, Like, they'll tell you this and that, and they'll be like, no, don't do this. Don't do that. That's wrong. That's wrong. Hey, don't you do that. And they'd be like, but why, though? Like, explain to me why I shouldn't do this. Help me understand why I shouldn't go touch this or why I shouldn't taste that, why I shouldn't look at this, why I should not hear this. Okay. You just saying that because you don't want me to have fun. You just saying that because you don't want me to live my life. You just saying that because you didn't do it. Like as a new parent, I'm starting to try to explain stuff to my kid so she can understand. Like, even though she really don't understand it, she's 3. But at the end of the day, that's going to be a habit that I'll start to do. So that way I won't be like, no, don't do that. No, that's not right. You know better than that. No, I'm going to be like, hey, you shouldn't do that. Like, going there playing with that friend isn't good for you. You can tell because this is what they're doing. Like, and this is what you're trying to do. When you want to do this, they be like, no, let's do this. But do they ever listen to you or be like, oh, yeah, I like that, It's just certain things that as a parent that I'm definitely going to start doing, learning from my parents, I'm not saying they did stuff wrong. It's just different ways they could have went about doing it. But it helped me learn what to do and what not to do. I ain't gonna lie, that helped me learn that. But, yeah. that's another reason why I made the podcast. Because, I've done a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have, We all learn from mistakes. Some of us more than others. Sometimes you got to learn from multiple mistakes, I was one of them. So people would tell me one thing and I just go ahead and do my own thing. I know, like, bro, what? Didn't they just tell you this? I'm like, I know they said that, but who are they to tell me what I should do with my life? Who are they to tell me what didn't work for them will work for me? Who are they to tell me what's what, So that's what my mindset was, because I was always told what to do and what not to do. So as I got older, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I want to do, because this is my life, Hey, I should be able to be free. I should be able to have fun like everybody else, man. But, you just got to learn as you grow older. Like, that's what I had to do, man. I'll tell you, I'm still learning to this day. I don't think I'm ever going to stop learning, you feel me? But I'm trying to learn from my mistakes the first time it happened. I'm trying to learn before it even happened, you feel me? But, that's why it's good to have, like, either older siblings or a parent that talks to you about certain stuff, or even a mentor, like having just somebody that that's a good mentor for you to help guide you in certain directions. You want to ask, you got questions that you need to ask them questions, Like that's as a kid, my grandma was my mentor, I guess you could say. Like, I'm a grandma baby, like, for real. Like, I've never been like, oh, I love my mom so much. Oh, I love my dad so much. No, I love both of them, but I could never talk to them. Like, I never felt comfortable talking to them about stuff, just because of the experiences I've had going through my life. I've never felt like I can actually open up to them about anything. So it was just like my grandma was the only person there that I can really talk to, And I got 2 grandmas too, thank God. Good to have a praying family, But yeah, my grandmas, I got 2 grandmas. I love both of them the same, you feel me? I love both of them the same. But one of them was very, how can I say it? Very Christian-y, I guess you could say. I don't know how you want to say it. Whatever you want to say, she was very in that, you feel me? She was with it. Like, if you lived where I used to live at in Hunter's Mill, my grandma, and how she was. I mean, she'll come out there while we out there outside getting ready for the bus. In the name of Jesus, like, she'll come out there shouting on you. She'll pray over you. Like, man, you go to her church, you'll be in there for 4 to 5 hours. You feel me? And she, she wearing a white hat, white dress, the whole nine, And yeah, my grandma funny though. I love her for real. Shout out to Granny Pearson. You feel me? But yeah, like, with that being said, I love my grandmas, but that was one that was more strict. And so with her, it was like, as a kid, I was like, man, I don't want to go to grandma's house. And then my grandma, she was like, she lived in more of a, like, beat down a little bit, run down, you feel me? So going to her house, the rats and the dogs and the snakes and whatnot, it was just like, oh, the roaches, you know how it is, you know what I mean? Like, the grandma, that's the grandma house, you'd be like, I don't really want to go there, but, that's just how it was, and I don't beat her for none of that, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I love that grandma. Nah, I mean, I loved her back then, but it was more like, this grandma aggravating, you feel me? But as I got older, I was like, I love my grandma. I bring her water all the time now. Make sure I get her some water bottles, I always want to see her. She always praying for me and whatnot every time she see me. Hey, Beatty, how you doing, Beatty? She funny. Anyway, but yeah, but the other grandma, she lived in Beaufort, but she is the one that I would actually talk to. She was like both of my grandmas Christian and whatnot, but she was more on the chill side. She wasn't very, like, she was extra here and there, but she wasn't like extra in a bad way or nothing like that. She was just like, hey, you shouldn't do that, right? What God say about that? And but she was never like, she would never make you feel guilty about your decisions or the choices you make. She always be like, okay, I understand, but you got to learn this way. Like, you can't do that, because if you do that, it's going to lead to this. She always had a saying, like, you don't got to go looking for trouble, because trouble will always find you. And I was like, that's facts, though. I ain't had to look, even though sometimes I did look for trouble, you feel me? But at the end of the day, trouble always came my way. I'm telling you, she was like, yeah, bro, you got to, like, she was very open to talk. Like, I always felt comfortable talking to her about stuff. Like, every time I got in an argument with my parents or was feeling like leaving or doing this or that, she'd be like, BJ, it's okay. Like, you're learning. You just got to be able to work through it and just do what it is that you're supposed to do. And she was just like, she's been my guider. I call her my guide because she definitely helped guide me a lot throughout life. You know, she's definitely been there to help support me in my decision making, but also to steer me in the right direction when I'm wrong. But she would never make me feel less than. She would never make me feel like I can't believe you would do such a thing. You know, she's always been there for me and just in my corner. So thank God for both of my grandmas. You know, I'm just blessed to have them for real. But you know, I can tell y'all more about my grandmas and all that other stuff later on. But yeah, it's good to have people in your corner, you know, but people that's actually gonna steer you in the right direction. Not the ones that's gonna want to see you fall. Not the ones that's doing wrong, so they want you to join them, you know. And some people gonna hate and be aggravated because you changed or you just doing your own thing, man. Hey, look, bro. If they can't fall in line, if they can't understand why you doing what you're doing, trying to better yourself, they're not right for you. And you just need to let them go, for real. All they're gonna do is hold you back. You don't ever want to be held back from your full potential. Like being your best self. Don't ever let nobody have that much power of you to stop you from being the best version of yourself. You feel me? Because that's just crazy. You feel me? If you ever got any questions or anything like that, definitely hit me up. You know, if you got any, like I said, you got any story that you feel like is something that you want to tell people that would help them also, let me know. You know, hit me up. Comments on the YouTube or comments on the podcast or just DM me and whatnot. I mean, I'll respond. So I just want to hear what everybody else got going on in their life, you know, good or bad. You feel me? So definitely let me know what's up with y'all. Starting next month, I'm going to go ahead and start getting back to the motivational quotes and putting those out. And also doing the podcast is on the motivational quotes and, you know, explaining it and all that good stuff. So definitely tune in. Like I said, next year is when I'll start doing the guest speakers and whatnot. So we're going to get on that for sure. Definitely want to tune in for that. That's going to be lit. With that being said, hey, I'm out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all can join me next time on the Real Authentic Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and share to anyone else you think needs to hear this because we're all working on being our best self. Pray y'all have a blessed week. And remember, don't make excuses. Work through it.
Real talk.